I want to thank Neera, wherever you are out there, Neera, for your leadership every day and in bringing together this conference today. Talk about a day laden with star power. Just witnessed that last conversation. I'm incredibly humbled to be a small part of today, and I'm incredibly honored as well. Thanks not just to Neera, but to the entire team at the Center for American Progress and to CAP supporters for all you do to promote the smart, progressive, and common sense policies our nation desperately needs, especially in the current climate where facts and opinions are often confused and conflated. We need real research and evidence-based policymaking to lead us forward. CAP is the policy embodiment of Moneyball, nothing but the facts. And where would we be without the Center for American Progress and all of the important and increasingly essential work it does every day? I am so proud to have been affiliated with CAP from its very founding and to have served as a past member of the Board of Trustees. And I want to give a particular shout out to my dear friend, John Podesta. It's an honor to be among so many of the leaders working hard to create a stronger and fairer future for our nation. I have had the opportunity both here and elsewhere to meet so many of those I am fortunate enough to share this stage with. We've discussed so many of the ideas and concepts at the center of today's discussions. And notwithstanding that 100% of my focus is on New Jersey, there is a lot of common ground we are standing on here. We don't claim to have all the ideas in New Jersey, and we certainly don't have all the answers. We are more than happy, however, to rip off what others are doing and mold their ideas to fit our state. So I'm excited to be in a place where there's a lot for us to rip off. But that's not entirely why I'm here. I'm here to share an exciting opportunity we're growing in the Garden State. Nothing against our friends in Congress. We had two great examples here a minute ago, and especially my dear friend and longtime friend, New Jersey's rockin' Senator Cory Booker, who just spoke with you a short while ago. But as we begin to reposition ourselves to prove the power of ideas and the ability of our shared agenda to change our nation's course for the better, I would argue that governors will have never mattered more. And I'm not sure he's in the hall, but I also want to give a special shout out to my fellow governor and friend who's speaking today, Washington State's Jay Inslee. States have always been, to paraphrase Justice Louis Brandeis, the laboratories of American democracy. Throughout our history, it has oftentimes been state-level action and experience that has informed and helped set national standards. Even today, from the environment to voting rights to gun safety. I just had the honor of meeting 3 survivors, 2 from Parkland and 1 from a Baltimore incident 13 years ago. It is in states like New Jersey where examples for innovative, progressive, and yes, workable ideas are being proven. As our national politics is increasingly defined by its fits and starts, it will again be up to states to lead. I reject completely President Trump's thinking that for one person to do well, another must be left behind. The zero-sum society may be his, but it is not ours and it is not America's. Our administration believes that we grow New Jersey not from the top down, but from the bottom up and from the middle out. And we know that to rebuild our middle class in our case, after 8 long and stale years under my predecessor, Chris Christie, we must reinvent New Jersey. We started our reinvention by assembling the most diverse cabinet in New Jersey history and one of the most diverse in the history of our entire nation. It is a leadership team that looks like our state and which draws upon rich differences in life experiences. And together we're bringing New Jersey back. It's a particular point of pride that it is a majority female cabinet. I see us as the natural home for the innovation economy. This is in New Jersey's DNA. We were Silicon Valley before there was a Silicon Valley, and the examples are many. Bell Labs, Sarnoff Labs, AT&T, the pharmaceutical, bio, and life sciences industries, world-class colleges and universities, and on and on. To get this back means dramatically expanding incubators and new partnerships where the businesses of tomorrow will be born, and reimagining our cities to be engines of growth and opportunity where innovative companies will want to locate and where our millennials will want to live. I often think of the great answer by the great hockey legend Wayne Gretzky, and it applies to our economy. You don't go to where the puck is now. When asked why he was so good at, you go to where it's going, and that's what we're trying to do. And we have all the pieces of the puzzle. We have diversity, density, location, peerless educational opportunity. All we have been missing is the leadership that understands how you pull the pieces of that puzzle together. And when we talk about the innovation economy, importantly, it also means leaning in to capture the clean energy economy and using in particular the winds off the Jersey Shore to make us a global leader in offshore wind generation. We have a very credible plan that we've begun on by the year 2030 to have 3,500 megawatts of offshore wind energy. That's enough to power 1.5 million homes. Assuming we get there, and we will, that'll be the largest offshore wind farm in the entire world. It means, It also means communities connected by modern, safe, and reliable mass transit, something that we had given up on, frankly. This is how we will create new, good-paying jobs. And building this economy, when you all come down to it, starts in one place. To do this will require building a workforce for the 21st century. It will require New Jersey to set a new standard for education. All of this has led us to a simple yet enormously consequential question. Who said that public education should be a right for everyone between the ages of 5 and 18, and not for those either before 5 or after 18? In the state budget I proposed in March, New Jersey is seeking to answer this question through investments to pursue universal pre-kindergarten programs statewide and in moving to make community college tuition-free for every resident. If we accomplish these goals, and I believe we will over a series of years, New Jersey can become the first state to lock in access of a free education for everyone from pre-K right up through an associate's degree. This is not only the right thing to do socially, but it's also the right thing to do for our future economic strength. On the one hand, we're investing in the statewide expansion of pre-kindergarten programs such that by the 2021-2022 academic year, we aim to have the funding in place so every school district in our state can deliver a pre-K program. And we are the ultimate home rule state. We have over 600 school districts covering 9 million people. There are so many reasons for us to reach this goal. The first, of course, is to ensure children in long underserved communities are given the same ability to learn and grow as their peers elsewhere in our state. Multiple studies show that pre-K builds a strong foundation for a child's educational future. We know it helps to level the educational playing field and close the achievement gap. We know early childhood education promotes strong emotional and social growth. And we know it also has positive benefits that continue into adulthood. Studies have shown how every dollar put into pre-K will deliver dividends many times over in the real economy throughout that child's life. I co-chaired one of those studies right here at the Center for American Progress over a decade ago, along with former Secretary and Governor Janet Napolitano and the late civil rights leader and Professor Roger Wilkins. That worked to draw a better roadmap for education in America. I want to also give Carmel Martin and Cindy Brown a big shout out who helped us with that. Our final report, Getting Smarter, Becoming Fairer, looked at all aspects of our educational system, both nationwide and within individual states. One of our conclusions was stated thusly, and I'll quote the report: expanding learning time from early childhood through post-secondary education is once more an imperative for our nation. The lessons of that task force have never been lost on me. Even if expanding pre-K to every child helps us close the achievement gap and ensure more of our kids are ready for a lifetime of learning, we are only half done. There's a growing skills gap in our labor force that we need to close and we must close. In New Jersey, for example, even as we work to grow the innovation and STEM-based economy, the realization is that not every job will require a PhD or even a 4-year degree. It is estimated that fully half of the jobs we expect to be created by 2024 will be middle skills jobs. Yet these potential workers only make up little more than 1/3 of New Jersey's current labor force. We must ensure this workforce is diverse in every respect, but in this case specifically, I mean in terms of the type of degrees that are attained in meeting the needs of potential employers. This is not a New Jersey only problem either, as you all know. The National Skills Coalition reports that the number of workers prepared to fill middle skilled positions nationwide will lag considerably behind the number of jobs that will need to be filled. Our goal in New Jersey is to open the doors of opportunity wide for all residents by ensuring everyone has the skills to get one of these jobs. And more than anywhere else, it is at our community colleges where these skills will be learned. And importantly, we're not just talking about recent high school grads. Even those who have already spent years in the labor force are coming to the recognition that the skill set that helped them climb into the middle class is no longer capable of keeping them in the middle class. Our community colleges, whether in New Jersey or elsewhere, have always been where a college education can be within everyone's reach, hence the name community college. We should not allow cost to be a barrier for anyone simply looking to strengthen their hold on a good family supporting job. Too many of us in government have come to think of schooling as some sort of closed and static universe rather than an expanding one. We focus on test scores, we focus on dollars and cents and how much we pay educators and administrators. While these are all critical aspects of education, we desperately need a more long-term view. In New Jersey, we are challenging the status quo. We are no longer willing to take the answer to our question as, because that's the way it's always been done. We cannot accept that answer, not with the mounting evidence that our focus on K through 12, while obviously necessary, has been insufficient in preparing our children, not only for their futures, but for our collective future as a state and nation. For too long, too many, at least in our state, have viewed education as a budget item. We must urgently view it again as an investment. Unfortunately, we have in the White House and in the Republican congressional leadership people who do not share this view. They are people who I have described as the type who, and I will paraphrase Oscar Wilde, I'm sure not for the first time today, people who can tell you the cost of everything, but in doing so prove they know the value of nothing. Hopefully, come next January, they will be in the minority. But until we have more enlightened leadership in both Congress and the White House, it will be up to states to show the way. We did not ask for this challenge, but we will accept it because we must. There is too much at stake, and we think New Jersey has the opportunity to establish a model and show that our hopes and dreams can still come true. I want New Jersey to be the place that proves that social progress cannot be achieved without economic progress, and likewise, economic progress cannot be achieved without social progress. We can be both right and smart, and it starts with education. I thank you so much for allowing me these few moments, and I'd ask you to please come on up and hang out with us in the great Garden State. Thank you all very much.